In a small town nestled between dense woods and steep hills, the locals whispered tales of a creature known as the Wraith of Hollow Creek. They said it was born from the darkness itself, a thing that thrived on fear and despair. One evening, a group of friends decided to hike into the woods, drawn by the thrill of adventure and the allure of the unknown. They laughed and joked as they made their way deeper. But as dusk settled, the atmosphere shifted. The trees loomed larger, their twisted branches casting eerie shadows that danced like specters in the fading light. As night fell, they set up camp near the creek, the moon barely breaking through the canopy above. Laughter echoed among the trees, but it was soon drowned by an unsettling silence. They gathered around the fire, swapping ghost stories, oblivious to the chill creeping in. Then, one of them, Sarah, noticed something in the distance, a shadow flitting between the trees. "Did you see that?" she asked, her voice quivering. The others laughed it off, but Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The night grew colder, and the fire crackled weakly, casting flickering light that seemed to pulse with their growing unease. As they settled into their tents, Sarah heard a rustling outside, followed by a low, guttural growl. Heart racing, she peeked out, but saw nothing, just the swirling darkness of the forest. Sleep came fitfully. In the middle of the night, Sarah was jolted awake by a scream. She scrambled out of her tent, her breath visible in the cold air, and saw one of her friends, Jake, standing frozen, eyes wide with terror. It's behind me," he stammered. Before she could ask what he meant, a shape emerged from the shadows, a gaunt figure, its limbs elongated and twisted, eyes glinting like dying embers. The Wraith was real. The friends scattered, panic setting in as they fled into the woods, branches clawing at their clothes. They could hear it moving behind them, a whispering sound that sent chills down their spines. "Don't look back," Sarah shouted, but the instinct was too strong. Jake turned, his face pale, and in that instant, the Wraith lunged. A terrible shriek pierced the night as he disappeared into the darkness. The remaining friends sprinted, hearts pounding, breaths ragged. They ran deeper into the woods, but the path was unfamiliar, and the trees seemed to shift, leading them astray. The whispering grew louder, echoing their fears, taunting them with every step. Just when they thought they could escape, they stumbled into a clearing illuminated by the ghostly glow of the moon. In the center stood a twisted tree, its bark scarred and dark. At its base lay the remnants of past victims, clothing, trinkets, and bones half buried in the earth. One by one, they realized they were not alone. The Wraith emerged from the shadows, a nightmarish visage of despair, and with every glance it caught, another friend was taken, pulled into the void of its unending hunger. In a final act of desperation, Sarah grasped the nearest branch and swung it at the creature, but it was futile. The Wraith didn't need strength. It thrived on their fear. As her friends disappeared one by one, Sarah felt herself growing weaker, the darkness closing in around her. In her last moments, she understood the truth. The Wraith didn't just hunt them. It fed on the very essence of their terror, binding their souls to the woods forever. As she succumbed, she became just another whisper in the night, another tale to be told around campfires, warning the next group of thrill-seekers who dared to venture too close to Hollow Creek. And the Wraith waited, lurking in the shadows, its hunger insatiable.